Now, one of the first things that people notice about you is your smile. And having a set of teeth that you're comfortable with gives you the confidence to live life to the fullest. Here to talk about how he's changing lives is Dr. David Tambor. Doctor, thank you so much for joining us again.
It's a pleasure, Alex.
Pleasure to have you here.
Good seeing you again.
And so what we're tackling today are porcelain veneers. For those who may not know what that is, can you sort of inform us?
Sure. Porcelain veneers are almost like a fake fingernail. So women would know how this goes on the finger. It's a very, very thin, very conservative facing that goes on the front of a tooth. And it changes the tooth shape to ideal, and it changes the color to as white as you'd like it to be.
Wow. And I imagine that it requires special training from a dentist to be able to do this type of procedure, right?
It does, particularly in the larger cases that we're going to be showing today. Did many, many hundreds of hours of continuing education training for this. They can be done simply as single teeth, and that can be done actually in one visit, or they can be done as full mouth restorations, which we'll take a look at later.
Definitely, and they are stark. The difference that you'll see in the before and afters, it is quite a difference. It makes an impact on someone's life very quickly.
Very dramatic, and yeah, people's lives really, really change. Their self-esteem is lifted. They start smiling where they just didn't before.
Yeah,
it's a tremendous procedure to be able to offer to people.
Yeah, and now how long have you yourself been doing this procedure?
I did my first veneers in the late 1980s, so it's been a long time. 30 years I've been doing them, and I've done thousands of cases, and it's wonderful. It's a wonderful procedure.
It is. And so when someone comes in, what can they expect from their visit? And what happens to the teeth underneath?
Well, first of all, the reasons for people doing veneers, I'm always interested in. If somebody comes in and their teeth look pretty darn good already, I'm not a real fan of grinding or doing all kinds of aggressive work.
Right.
But there's a lot of people whose teeth are really, really either damaged, very discolored, big gaps, and they're really impacted emotionally by it. So what we do, and it's pretty much of a two-visit procedure. We just shave down the teeth a little tiny bit on the face of the tooth, the front of the tooth, very, very conservative. We take impressions or measurements, we send them to the laboratory, and 2 weeks later they come back. We bond them or glue them on the teeth, and they're permanent, they're done. And I've had them in people's mouths for 20, 25 years, and it's like getting instant braces and instant whitening all at the same time.
Right. And we were talking before the show, and I mean, someone can be so self-conscious for maybe years about their teeth, and all of a sudden they have this procedure, which really, like you say, in a matter of days, completely different person.
When you see these pictures, it's pretty dramatic.
Let's check them out. Yeah, you brought along some before and afters with you, and kind of walk us through them.
Yeah, I mean, you can just see she barely would smile. And this was actually an attractive woman who just was not comfortable, professional. And this was 2 visits, and you can just see how beautiful, just how her face lit up.
Yeah, she's just glowing.
Yeah.
And it looks like a celebrity, basically. Here's another woman.
Same thing, big, big gap in the front, and just a combination of straightening, whitening, all done in 2 visits.
Completely different person almost. Next we have a gentleman.
Bill, yeah, he had very, very big gaps between all of his teeth. He barely needed any touching or drilling of the teeth, and we just were able to make these beautiful facings that went on his teeth, and that case was done a while ago.
Yeah.
It was 25 years that was in his mouth.
Wow.
Yeah.
Next up, last but not least.
Yeah, this gal, a beautiful, beautiful woman who, she smiled for that pre-op, the before picture, but boy, was it a challenge to get her to smile.
Yeah.
She hated her teeth, and she wanted white teeth, and you could see they were a little whiter maybe than I would have gone for, but the patient, that's what she wanted. And when you live with your teeth so discolored and problems with them for so long, all she wanted was that brilliant smile.
And she certainly got it. And I mean, it's really an investment in your future, would you say?
I do. I tend to think less of it about it is an investment, but it's really when somebody just is feeling so needing this, that they just are unhappy. They are not maybe getting jobs that they want to be getting, and they have this procedure, and it's just like they become a more whole person, and they get the response that they get
Right.
from the world is wonderful.
Well, again, it's the first impression that you make on somebody, and you really can just get a whole new lease on life if you have a smile that you can be confident in. And I can't think of any doctor who I would feel more comfortable with than you. You know, you do inspire this confidence, and it's very important for people to feel like they're in good hands, and with you, they certainly are. So, Dr. Tambor, as always, thank you for joining us.
I appreciate that. Thanks,
Our
Alex.
pleasure, definitely. Now, guys, as a special for viewers, Dr. Tambor is offering a complimentary consultation with x-rays included and 15% off any veneer cases until the end of the month. For more information, call 298-6026 or visit TucsonMiniDentalImplants.com.